Nice home on its way to being energy efficient and good solar potential. The landscaping in the front yard is good. Like to see the downspouts continue to disperse water away from the home. We can see we have some issues here. Possibly connecting these side downspouts to the back downspouts and properly running this water out to the street. So maybe just running a trench right on down the middle and tie in all these downspouts together. Inside the home, the dryer is depressurizing the house, which is pulling in air from the crawl space through some of the unsealed ducts and the electrical outlets. Recommend the filter be upgraded to a filter that removes chemical as well as allergens. The HVAC system upstairs has some fiberglass debris in the supply registers, as well as exposed fiberglass on where it was tried to be plugged. The access ladders do not have insulation on the back of them. The insulation in the attic is below the joists, so this exposed wood is able to channel the heat from the attic into the living space below. Recommend all the holes be sealed and insulation be added. The bathroom exhaust fan has already been upgraded. It'll be a nice attic because you can put in a good R40 insulation. In the crawl space, the level of the ground in the crawl space and outside is about the same, so recommend a water diverter as well as channeling rainwater away from the home from the gutters. Some water has been going into the crawl space. The moisture barrier is displaced, and in areas where it is not covering the ground or where there is debris, you can see different colored molds that are growing. They are competing with bacteria for real estate on the soil, which is producing a foul odor. The insulation has been installed backwards, and there is some mold growth on some of the wood. Spiders are about, as well as cave crickets. I would leave the insulation alone and just remove and replace the ground cover. Take out the plastic and put in an insulation liner that covers 100% of the soil. This will prevent any radon and moisture from entering the crawl space.
So here we have an open vented crawl space, which is even with the grate outside. Combination of different ducts. They look fine. The moisture barrier is not sealed, and it's causing condensation to form underneath, and bacteria to form where you don't have a moisture barrier. Cardboard and associated debris has mold growing on it. Yellow, black. There is some minor mold growth on the wood. The insulation is put in upside down. The paper side should be against the floor so it can trap moisture. The ground is fairly saturated, but no signs of pooling, just hydrostatic. Recommend replacing the barrier with an insulation cover on the ground. Don't worry about the insulation. The dryer vent line sounds empty. Get rid of the debris. The attic has 4 ventilation soffits, gable, and ridge vent. Discoloration of the wood indicates at times it's gotten very warm, but this is a nice setup now. Pick up the debris seal the holes, properly cap off these supply ducts. Be nice to change out at least this one flex. They have bathroom exhaust already upgraded and a large hole for the vertical riser. And then to put baffles over the soffits so that the attic will continue to passively ventilate. There are two supply ducts that are disconnected. My thought is to go ahead and reconnect them to this distribution box and have a damper on here so that if you did need additional cooling to the upstairs, you would have it. This attic will also be a good attic for radiant barrier up on the roof deck. Radiant barrier as your baffle, and then air sealing and additional insulation so that the joists as well as the black jacket air ducts are covered in the new loose fill fiberglass insulation.